Arknightsendfield version 1.3 added a brand new area called the Sword Vault Dale. Along with 2 additional copper mining nodes, combined with regional development level 17, this allows us to build one of the most efficient Wuling factory setups available right now. Before we get into the blueprints, let's take a look at the final production report so you can see exactly what we're building towards. With this setup, you will be producing 15 SC Wuling batteries per minute, 6 Yargen Syringe A per minute, 12 Heavy Shironite per minute, and 6 Heatonite parts per minute. Pretty good production rate if I do have to say so myself. This layout also includes extra production capacity for additional Cuprium based items, which we will discuss later in the guide. This layout was originally created by Oni on X. I've received permission to use it for this guide, and have also made several adjustments to optimize it for version 1.3. In this video, I'll show you how to set up everything efficiently, maximize production output, and avoid common mistakes that can bottleneck your entire factory. So with that out of the way, let's begin. But before placing any blueprints, there are a few requirements that you have to complete first. Most of these come from the previous patch updates, while others are new for version 1.3. First, you do have to make sure that you have completed the following progression requirements. Unlock the 3rd expansion core by completing version 1.2 main story, unlock the new AIC factory plans tied to that progression, complete the test area questline to upgrade the Sky of the Forge to level 12. For your sub AICs, make sure you have unlocked maximum expansion node and maximum bus node. You will also need every mining bed unlocked from version 1.0 through version 1.2, including the second half update. Now for version 1.3 specifically, you will need to complete the Sword Vault Dale exploration questline, unlock the 2 new Cuprium mining beds, and level up all your regional facilities and upgrades. Now thankfully, Enfield now includes a new progression UI that shows exactly what needs to be upgraded to reach the next regional development level, so make sure to use that as a reference. Finally, reach regional development level 17. And that's all of the progression requirements. Before placing anything, make sure to completely remove your existing Wuling production lines. You will also want to prepare the following materials beforehand: 50 SC Wuling batteries, 50 sand leaf, and 200 Yargen. And one final setup: set your regional transfer in mega storage to dense originium powder. Once you've completed all the requirements, we're ready to start placing blueprints. Just like previous versions, the setup is divided into 3 areas: Wuling City AIC, Jingyu Valley AIC, and Markerstone AIC. We will go through each section step by step. Let's start with the main city AIC, which serves as the core of the entire production. This is where you will be producing most of the key materials used throughout the rest of the factory, including Shironite, Heavy Shironite, SC batteries, Cuprium based materials, and other resources required by the sub-AICs. Before placing the blueprint, there are a few setup requirements that you will need to complete first. This layout requires 9 water inputs and proper logistics placement to function properly. Start by placing 2 fluid pumps and connect them together using a converger pipe. And from the converger pipe, connect the output to an inlet conduit to create a centralized water supply line. Repeat this setup until you have 9 inlet conduits supplying water for the blueprint. Now, here's how to place the main Wuling base blueprints. First, select Wuling Part 1 and place it on the far left side of the base. Next, select Wuling Part 2 and place it directly beside Part 1. Then, select Wuling Part 3 and place it directly above Part 1. After that, select Wuling Part 4 and place it directly beside Part 3. Finally, select Wuling Part 5 and place it directly below Part 4. Once all 5 parts are placed correctly, the main AIC layout should be fully assembled. However, there's still a few things that you need to place manually. Place the 3 water treatment facilities directly below the Part 2 layout. Technically, they can fit inside the base, but placing them outside keeps the blueprint cleaner and much easier to follow. You will also need to place 1 additional water conduit to provide the extra water supply required for Part 2. After placing everything, make sure to connect every water outlet conduit to its corresponding water inlet conduit. Check that no conduits are left disconnected, and double check that water is flowing correctly before starting any production. Once all water connections are complete, the main AIC is ready to operate. And with that finished, let's move on to Jingyu Valley. Jingyu Valley serves as our first sub-AIC and supports the rest of the factory by producing important materials such as sand leaf powder and dense carbon powder. The good news is that this setup is completely self-sufficient. Simply place the blueprints and production will start automatically without requiring additional pipes or manual adjustments. Here's how to place the Jingyu Valley blueprints. First, place the sub-AIC near the entrance on the right side. Next, place Wuling Part 6 directly above the sub-AIC. Then place Wuling Part 7 directly beside Part 6 like this. And that's it. After a short startup period, the production lines will begin running automatically. And with that, we've finished setting up the first sub-AIC. Now let's move on to marker stone, where we will be producing some of the most important materials in the entire version 1.3 factory production. In marker stone, we will focus on producing the following: SC Wuling batteries, heatonite parts, and optional heatonite components. The heatonite component section is completely optional, allowing you to choose whether you want extra components or extra resources for other production chains. While placing the blueprints, make sure you have completed the following setup. Place 2 acid-resistant pumps Mark II to extract the precipitation acid. Place 1 fluid supply unit to drain excess precipitation acid. Position the blueprint close to the pumps for efficient piping, and connect our pipes carefully to avoid flow issues. Now here's how to place the marker stone blueprints. First, place the sub-AIC directly below the precipitation acid lake. Next, place Wuling Part 8 beside the lake. Then, place Wuling Part 9 directly below Part 8. Once placed, connect the precipitation acid pipelines and attach the fluid supply unit to remove any excess acid from the factory. After that, the entire production line is ready to run. But before we wrap up, here are a few important tips. You will still have the flexibility to choose between producing heatonite parts or heatonite components, depending on what you currently need. You will also notice that there's spare cuprium capacity available, and this is intentional. Rather than forcing every available resource into a fixed production chain, we've left some breathing room in the layout so we can freely produce whichever cuprium-based items that you need the most. Since the setup is already generating the maximum amount of materials required for the strong stock build income, there was no need to create additional production chains that could introduce bottlenecks. Once everything is running, your factory will be operating at full efficiency. Your SC battery production will power the entire base, and all production chains will run together seamlessly. If you find yourself accumulating too much of a particular resource, simply sell the excess for additional stock builds and free up some storage space. With this setup, your Wuling economy should be fully stabilized. You will have continuous Shironite and heavy Shironite production, stable SC battery generation, consistent Yangzhen Syringe A production, reliable heatonite production, and strong stock build generation. At that point, your factory will be fully prepared for version 1.4. For the main base and sub-AIC layouts, check the pinned comment. We will continue updating those layouts whenever new optimizations are discovered, and full credit goes to the creators who helped improve them. And that's everything you need to set up for your version 1.3 Wuling production line. If you want easy access to every blueprint, join our Discord server. We share optimized layouts there, so you can maximize your base without any guesswork. The link is in the description and pinned comment. If this guide helped you, leave a guide and drop a comment if you have any questions. We will be happy to help. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.